Women's Power to Heal Mother Earth. I am Maya. For more than half my life, I have studied and practiced in the Vedic tradition. Now, as the new earth is freshly being born, I have been overwhelmed by the infinite light pouring into every pore of my body-mind, recalibrating the exquisite nature of love within, while the tension of the old world rises in its certain finality of collapse. The cosmic gathering of light beings that currently surrounds our sphere is holding immense space of love for all of humanity. This vibration is recalibrating every atom, neuron, and cell of our organism. It is filled with the energy of love that arouses the memory of our original blueprint as prime generators of consciousness. As we awaken to the architecture of our soul's imprint, the long-lost power that was stolen from us, the core of consciousness within each one of us is being restored to its original blueprint. The core power can be summed up in a compound consisting of 3 words which are inseparable. I am presence. Or as the Vedic seers or rishis put it, Sat-Chit-Ananda. Understanding this prime source element of the human constitution, which has been returned back to us, will help us to navigate the inner work each person must do to receive and inculcate the high vibrations necessary to ascend into the 5th dimension density. The new earth, Sheen, where we are liberated by light and nourished by the infinite love of Prime Source. Reclaiming this innate power provides ease to flow and observe the greater reality that is unfolding as it must. Let me unfold Sat-Chit-Ananda in a way that we can comprehend it. Sat-Chit-Ananda is the inseparable, non-dual essence which is the foundation of all of reality. Sat-Chit-Ananda is the 3-pillar standard of consciousness. This compound is not viewed as 3 separate attributes, but as one singular reality viewed from different angles. Sat means existence or truth. It's a Sanskrit word. The unchanging, eternal truth of being. The I am presence truth. It is not object existence like I am this or I am that or a rock or a thought. Sat is the underlying limitless reality upon which time, space, and all objects depend. It is imperishable, it cannot be destroyed, bounded, or distorted. Chit, the second element of this compound, means pure awareness. It's not the thinking, feeling, seeing, perceiving, or projecting mind, but the pure witness, consciousness, that once observed illumines all experiences. It is self-luminous and self-evident. It requires nothing else to prove its own existence. Ananda, the 3rd pillar of this Sanskrit compound, is pure consciousness, boundless joy and fulfillment rather than a fleeting emotion of pleasure or happiness. Ananda is the true self, the peace of the self, the peace beyond measure. Sat-Chit-Ananda is indivisible. Simply put, I am presence is inseparable. The 3 components are completely intertwined. You cannot have existence without awareness, or awareness without the observer, I, or awareness without pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is Ananda, prime source, the frequency we often call God, the Christos, the Brahman. Sat-Chit-Ananda is fundamentally operating within our deepest yearning for continuous existence, knowledge, fulfillment, and happiness. It is our search for our own true nature. Realizing that your essential nature is identical to the supreme reality is the pinnacle of spiritual wisdom in practice. It is the teaching of I Am Presence. Sat-Chit-Ananda, as eternal consciousness, holds and illumines all things. The eternal consciousness, Ananda, remains whole, unstructured, forever anchored in Sat, the eternal truth. The multiplicity of forms we perceive belongs to our observation made possible by awareness. The duplicity of forms and distortions we may also see are also made possible by awareness. Light of awareness removes the darkness, yet light can only be understood in the human experience through its experience of darkness. If you drill down deep enough below the living distortions, you find awareness as the ever-generating reservoir of prana, sustaining every aspect of life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Every expression in the living field, the beauty, the horror, the peace and the terror, the blessed and the cursed, the kind, the cruel, the angelic and the demonic, stands equal and unaltered because time, space, and circumstance do not change its truth. From the viewpoint of observing through pure awareness, the separate concepts of multiplicity collapse. The contrast of polarity begins to soften into pattern recognition. The awakened mind no longer perceives thousands of straggling loose ends vying for validation. It recognizes a singularity, a sense of oneness, each person carrying the same spark of prime source, the I Am Presence, the Sat-Chit-Ananda, the supreme reality within which each one of us contains the absolute potential for unity and unconditional love. We are all pure consciousness. Each and every form, sublime to the maligned, has its source in pure consciousness. When our awareness is spilling out from the well of pure consciousness in a melodic, harmonious flow, what are the mechanics of it? How precisely is our operating system working? Let's use the metaphor of playing an accordion or a concertina. Its pleated central bellows draw in and hold air, much like gathering awareness. Squeezing them spills the air across internal metals need to produce pleasant sounds. Yet the bellows themselves remain structurally unchanging and unaffected by the melodies created. The mechanical action of playing the accordion beautifully mirrors your role of Sat-Chit-Ananda. Expanding the bellows allows the instrument to intake a localized volume of air, mimicking how we center our attention and observe our thoughts as witness or the observer of this experience. The I being the witness, the Sat being the truth of that which we are experiencing or witnessing. We are player, played, and the playing is in all held in one experience of truth. Compressing the bellows forces the air out into a tangible melody, representing that we are aware of our action through awareness. We choose to create the outward expression of our experience, emotions, and music consciousness into the world. The awareness is Chit, or the Am of this action. The unchanging center of it all is Ananda, or presence. That remains as the foundation, the source from which the Sat and the Chit, or the I and the Am, can subsist and operate. Despite the constant ebb, flow, and transformation of music, the bellows themselves are merely an empty, passive vessel. In the same way, the foundation, as pure consciousness, is the fullness. Ananda remains an untouched, unchanging background in which all of life's experiences arise and fall and fade. Now, let's explore Sat-Chit-Ananda from an action or experience of the darkness wherein Sat, or I, exists, but my awareness is clouded and blocked. I am unable to gain access to it, and thus my action is spilling out distortions. Picture a rusty set of leather blacksmith's bellows meant for a gentle fireplace, now violently hijacked and squeezed boxed like a saxophone played by a drunken raccoon. And by the way, I have witnessed a drunken raccoon in the Hooch Mountains of North Carolina where I lived. Instead of a steady rhythmic breath fueling the warming flame, it spits out a squealing, honking cacophony of sonic wheeze. This jarring dissonance perfectly captures how, when our awareness is clouded through the mind distortions, what we project into awareness becomes distorted. When the mind takes a dark path, its basic machinery isn't actually broken. The mechanism of awareness itself remains totally unchanged and completely functional. The instrument is exactly what it is. The problem, however, lies in the frantic misaligned input of the player, prodded by the panicked pumping of the ego. The mind begins frantically squeezing its own air through the wrong valves, processing every ordinary thought hyper-reactive lenses of fear or delusion. The result is pure, horrific, or hilarious noise. The exact same breath of life, but warping into a shrieking alarm simply because of how it is being driven. Awareness is always transparent and pristine. What we project onto it creates magnificence or distortion. The raccoon here represents the Sat, or the I. The rusty bellows represent the awareness, which appears to be distorted when the Sat, or I, is blocked or clouded. Whatever the projected experience, however deranged the state of the player or the outcome of his actions, the element of awareness remains pure and unfiltered, because it is born from the impenetrable, immutable ground of pure consciousness, Ananda, presence, which means every original human being, regardless of their state of disruptions, distortions, destruction, still and forever have access to their highest self in the Sat-Chit-Ananda, the I Am presence. In this understanding, only the I Am exists, for there is no duality or separation between us, amongst us, or between any of us, regardless of whatever level of living bliss or unholy hell we may find ourselves in. We are all Sat-Chit-Ananda. We are all I Am presence. Thank you for listening, and peace be your journey. More information on this new, ancient, original form of wisdom and knowledge can be found on galacticfederation.ca, the website that has been providing Earth with the actual Sat-Chit-Ananda of our own being, the truth of our being. Thank you. Peace.